Why you should watch In the Heights. There are two different versions of this, In the Heights. It's movie and the play. The play is by a man by the name of Lin-Manuel Miranda. Lin-Manuel Miranda is the same man who wrote Hamilton. And Lin-Manuel Miranda in the original play plays a man called Usnavi, a bodega owner living in the middle of Washington Heights in New York. The movie involves and also is by Lin-Manuel Miranda. However, in the movie, Miranda plays the Piragua guy. The Piragua guy is the guy with the more or less snow cones. Piraguas are Puerto Rican and Dominican snow cones. In the movie, there are multiple scenes that are related to not necessarily the diaspora of being Puerto Rican or Dominican, but the experience of being Puerto Rican or Dominican in America. And by that, I'm talking about Nina and the lottery and the blackout and the dancing. Both of them share very common themes. A couple of those themes are that the grandmother, Abuela Claudia, ends up dying in the end. Another is that it talks about immigration. There are multiple scenes in the movie where it talks about how things used to be back home. By back home, they mean Puerto Rico or the Dominican Republic or Cuba. Specifically, Abuela Claudia talks about how things were in 1943, when Abuela Claudia first came to New York with her mother. There is a character in both by the name of Nina Rosario. Nina Rosario is the daughter of the man who owns the taxi service. Nina goes home to Washington Heights because she has dropped out of college. Her father, in both, gets very upset. However, in only the play does Nina have a mother. In the movie, it's just Nina and her dad. In both, Nina's father tells her to go back to pave the way for other Puerto Ricans, other Dominicans, other Latinos. Because that's the only way that Latinos... Well, no, that's not the only way. That's one of the ways that a person can help their community, is by showing, hey, we can do this too. The movie won Best Picture and Actor for Anthony Ramos. It also won Best Editing, and for the original play, it won major awards and the Tony Awards in 2008. Now this is the section of my slides that is for the play. The original play, if you see the man with the red Boricua shirt, that is Usnavi. He is not necessarily a true immigrant per se, but he's an immigrant because he came to the U.S. when he was a baby. Now, you may be wondering, who is Abuela Claudia? Who is Nina? Who is all of that? Nina, I believe I've already explained, is the daughter of the man who owns the taxi service in both versions. Usnavi has a whole community out of his barrio, which honestly makes sense. He is the bodega owner. He's the bodega owner in both. Bodega is a New York grocery store, more or less. A Publix of the Northwest, if you will. And that is where you can get so many different things. They have so much stuff. It's actually kind of cool. You may see a man in a suit and tie. That man is Benny, Usnavi's greatest friend. And you might see a younger man next to Usnavi. In the play, that is Sonny, Usnavi's younger cousin. And Usnavi is actually a great way to show how the younger generation is about immigration and things. Because Sonny doesn't even remember Puerto Rico or DR. Meanwhile, Usnavi, that's all he wants to go back to. He just wants to go home. That's why, whenever it is the scene with the, that is why whenever there is the scene with the lottery, there is a song. That song is called 96,000, which is the amount of money that lotto ticket is worth. Usnavi's part specifically says that he is going to pay off his debts, buy something nice for Vanessa, give his grandmother the rest of the money after he buys himself a plane ticket to Puerto Plata. Vanessa works at the hair salon with Danny and all of them. Vanessa is not necessarily an actual hairdresser. Vanessa is simply a, more or less, not necessarily a volunteer, but she's more of a intern, so to speak. And Usnavi, Usnavi has had a crush on Vanessa since before he could remember, which is actually kind of sweet. As is noticed in the scene in both, where after Vanessa is like, you should come to the block party with me. We can check out the lights. After Vanessa leaves, Usnavi starts singing, and is like, oh, who's that? Don't touch me, I'm too hot. Yes, ¿qué pasó? Here it goes, so don't be tú lo sabes. Nobody sigue. And it's just an explosion of pure joy. And that is one of the biggest reasons why I love this movie and this play so much. That, and also the song choices. However, in the play's song choices differ to the movies, because in the movies there are songs such as Inútil and When the Sun Goes Down, and there are certain lyric changes too from the play to the movie. An example being in 96,000, specifically, the song 96,000, it would normally have, I'd be a businessman richer than Nina's daddy, Donald Trump and I on the links and he's my caddy. In the play, it would originally be Tiger Woods and I on the links and he's my caddy. Tiger Woods being the famous black golfer. Now, the question of where can you find this show, movie, and play? You can find the movie. You can find the play in the Heights. That's not on Broadway anymore, unfortunately. However, the movie, you can watch the movie on Prime Video. It's a very good movie, by the way. That is the set from the play. It is actually a very beautiful set. It's hard to do. The top left picture is Usnavi telling the children about his story. In fact, the children in the beginning that he tells about, Washington Heights and the blackout day, those are his children. The children he has with Vanessa. The picture in the middle is from an adaptation of the play. The two pictures on the right, the top right and the bottom right, the top right is from the beginning when the fire hydrants are messed with, and that makes more or less a block wide slip and slide. And the bottom is from the block party with all of the dancing, and when Usnavi is like, hey, I like you, Vanessa. Can we start over? And Vanessa's like, I'd like that. Which makes Usnavi very happy. Thank you for listening.